Chris Hall gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin, and we are here. Oh, my fucking God, Boyd.
Every week.
Every week.
It wouldn't be a professionally run pod if this didn't happen.
Jesus. We're here with Nate in his Christmas hat in the middle of the year, celebrating or getting ready to celebrate Christmas in July. How you doing, my man?
Mate, for anyone that actually watched the pod like the first year or two, we knew when it got to playoffs, I wore this every time the Suns had a playoff game. And I found it. I went back home last week to Brisbane. And I was rifling through my storage unit, and I actually found the hats. I like, oh fuck it, I got to do it. So this is a little cameo appearance. That's all it needs right now.
Flashback?
Yep, flashback.
Yeah.
But no, I'm doing well. A little bit under the weather, but I partially blame you for that, Gav. But
we haven't
up to Singapore on the surprise.
We haven't seen each other for 3 days after I surprised you in Singapore.
I was feeling great on Friday. You rock up Friday night. Next minute, fuck. Under the weather, but hey, I'm still here.
It was a pretty big night. Good fun. Boyd, can you hear us now?
I can.
Every fucking week, dude.
Every week. I don't know what the problem is, man. It's probably
I do. It's you. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
If you're checking us out on YouTube, do us a solid. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that sort of shit. Even if you're watching us later on, make sure you click that like, click that subscribe. We get a hell of a lot of watches each week, and we get 5% of those watches that hit like. So seriously, guys, all you have to do is click the fucking like button at the bottom. It's not that hard. One like. That's all we need.
Yeah,
cunts.
You can't. Go fucking
what the fuck
like
is wrong with you, cunts? Jesus Christ. If you're part of the Locked On Dubs network, turn off now because we're just fans talking about basketball and you shouldn't be watching this.
Hey, I'm going to give a quick shout out too.
Yeah, I was going to say, before we go ahead, has anyone got shout-outs? Let's get this done now because I've watched the last few back and we've done shout-outs like fucking 6 times during the whole fucking thing. So if you got any shout-outs, do that shit now.
Get them out while we're partially sober. Rinny, she's a new follower of the pod, and she's the one that did this new background because normally I'd always have Marley's in my background. But she made us all new banners. Unfortunately, didn't send through the right file size to Gav, so you could get the YouTube thing working. But I thought I'll just throw this up for this episode because it seemed to work. So there it is. Looks
once
good.
Once I get the right file size, we'll update the YouTube background. Boyd, any shout outs for you?
Shout out Lisa's Media, and also shout out. No, just because I'm still pandering to get a job from that cunt. He's fucking he's ignoring me now. But yeah, I'll get him again. I'm gonna drop him a voice recording, fucking badgering him. But anyway, shout out Sundress Dunks. Hey, Sundress
he went
Dunks.
to sleep on now.
No. Just he put up a post a week or two ago, and he's a DA stroker, big time, and I love it. I'm there for it. And he put up a post saying that there's too many negative cunts in his current Twitter chat. So he started a new one and got me. I asked for an invite and I got in there. And
thanks for the invite, Sundress.
No, it's nice being in a chat without you in there, Gavin, because you're a fucking cock. And
I can actually appreciate that. I can see where he's coming from.
And you can fuck yourselves.
You can jump in there if you want. Follow his Twitter, mate. If you're looking at his Twitter, you would have known.
I do follow his Twitter.
Well, you didn't fucking jump in and ask for an invite when he sent out an invitation.
I was in fucking Singapore with Nate.
Hey, so anyway, he started this group chat It's more of a positive one, and it's a DA stroking. It's a DA stroking chat, and I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. So yeah,
a positive
thanks.
Suns chat group. Nice. Go
No,
figure.
man, no, all the dudes are pretty level-headed, and they all followed me on Twitter. I got a bunch of new followers and non-sex bot followers, and it's fucking awesome. And yeah, so yeah,
followers. Hey, you need to stop fucking mentioning sex bots. Our Twitter page had so many fucking great followers. We had no sex bots. As soon as you started mentioning this shit, all of a sudden the sex bots are gone fucking ballistic on our fucking Twitter page.
Yeah. Sorry about that, mate. I don't know what it is. But they're here, mate. They're following us. So it's a listener. It's another listener. It's all good.
I don't know if they're listening, but it's certainly
It's a 50-year-old Nigerian prince or whatever, trying to get our money. Great.
Still would tap. So since we potted last, big trade update. The Phoenix Suns traded Chris Paul and Landry Shamet for Jordan Goodwin and some piece parts from the Washington Wizards. What were your thoughts on bringing Jordan Goodwin aboard the Phoenix Suns train?
Well, before we mention Goodwin, we should really mention the main piece, Isaiah Todd. He was Jordan Goodwin was the major piece. What? Okay. But I just don't feel like Isaiah Todd's getting.
You and I discussed this, and you just fucking ruined it.
Mate, Isaiah Todd was the centerpiece for us. I mean, Goodwin, he's a guard, and we've got plenty of guards, But Isaiah Todd, we've got a shitty center apparently. That no can't.
It wouldn't be the first time that we've started a two-way player at point guard, though.
That's true.
No,
especially over the last couple of seasons.
Jordan Goodwin, mate, I like him. He's a nice complimentary piece. Why the fuck did they put him in there?
I don't know, but Jordan Goodwin, Isaiah Todd, really good return for Chris Paul and Landry Shamet, and some other dude that we picked up as well.
Right, Landry Shamet's like a penalty on that trade. So
who was the other guy?
Does make sense.
Who was the other guy?
Blinky Bill.
Blinky Bill?
Bill? No, Billy? Billy Blink?
We remember Blinky Bill.
Blinky Bill. Yeah, I love Blinky.
So for our American fans that are watching, Blinky Bill is a Australian cartoon koala. And how are you guys feeling about this trade?
Bro, we fucking fleeced them. And
everybody's fleeced them. They've just gone, fuck it. We'll just trade everyone.
What the fuck are they doing, man? Oh, it's just...
So they picked up all of our second rounders and some pick swaps, which will never, ever translate.
I know.
Because our records are going to be better than theirs. But,
What? All the talking heads, all the fucking big guys, they're all giving them a B plus minus, and they're giving us like everyone's scared of the fucking new CBA.
That was just ESPN, man. And let's be honest, ESPN now is a fucking clusterfuck,
man. But apart from that grading part, there's a lot of these national guys out there garbaging it. And they're really reaching hard, man. They're talking about his injury concerns. They're talking about how crippled we fucking are going to be. But you know what? Whenever a princess team like if the Knicks were to do it or fucking LA were to do it,
it'd be Lakers.
It'd be a fucking masterstroke from fucking what's their GM's name?
Rob Pelinka.
Palinka's just fucking stroking it hard. It's like, fuck off. It's just because we're a 40-minute flight fucking east, it's just like, oh, these cunts are idiots. It's fucking bullshit, man. But look, at the end of the day, I'm really content with what we're doing now with minimum guys, because now we're at that spot. We've got the ring. We'll get the ring chasers. A lot of these guys that we're going to talk about today are guys that I've looked at the unrestricted free agent list, and I've said to myself, okay, well, we're probably only going to be able to get him on the minimum. But then I look at all these other guys, and I'm thinking to myself, every single year, there's a couple of players that you think are going to get between 10 and 15 million or some sort of an exception, and they fucking don't. And they end up going to a contender on a minimum, and it's the fucking biggest deal. It happens every single year, but we are that spot now. We are that spot, and man, we just have to fucking, be patient with it, I think. Get a couple, but I think we can probably we only really need to fill out another 3 spots in the roster. But I'm fucking waffling on about shit we're talking about later. Maybe I just say Bradley Beal, Goodwin, and Isaiah Todd is a fucking masterclass from Ishbia and James Jones, and I fucking love it, man.
Nate.
Oh, are you fucking sure? I just thought I was here for the introduction.
Good looks.
Sorry. I agree with the sentiment out there that it was the best possible trade for Chris Paul, regardless of fit. So regardless of, was it ideally, positionally what we wanted, it was the best offer out there. And when I heard that there was a direct offer, Chris Paul for Jordan Poole, I am so fucking glad we took Bradley Beal and spare parts rather than bringing Jordan Poole in, because that is a shit contract on an erratic player that I don't want anywhere near our team.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Hard to disagree. End of the day, all the talk was, well, when we potted last time, Chris Paul was going to be waived, right? Waived and stretched. We were going to get nothing. The plan was waive, stretch him, maybe trade him, sign him back, all this bullshit. But we ended up with Bradley Beal.
It sucks that he's gone to it sucks that he's on the Warriors. It really sucks.
Do you really think the Warriors are going to keep him?
They have to for a certain. What's the period of time they've got to?
No, they don't. They can waive and stretch him right now.
Straight away?
Yeah. I've still got this.
It was their way off Jordan Poole. It was their way off.
Yeah, it was. It was their way of creating cap space. So
because Jordan Poole went from what was it, 8 million last year to 32 million this year or some shit.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Stupid.
27. It was ridiculous.
The minute the season was over, his salary jumped up, and they got harder to get off him. So
yeah. So I think there's 2 things the Warriors do. He potentially plays this year and stays on his $30 million contract. And then they basically waive the non-guarantee for next year. Or they just waive and stretch him now over, what is it, $3 million over however many years?
It's something like 3 years. It's double plus 1. Double the length of the contract. It'll be what, 2 plus and then add on 1 year, and that's what you stretch it over.
Where do the Warriors fall on this new double apron shit with the luxury tax?
Oh, still smashed through the roof, especially after Draymond. Right? Yeah, especially if Draymond Green re-signs for the contract.
They brought in more. They brought in more with Paul than they went out with Jordan Poole, right?
Kinda, but not really.
That's really definitive, Gav. Thanks for that.
So even though, like, we're doing this thing where we're smashing through the second apron, right? Ultimately,
so they can waive him $6 million over 5 years. Basically.
Thanks, Vossi, the legend.
I fucking know that shit.
Sarver's done us a real big solid by keeping us under the luxury for so long, because the thing with the new CBA,
totally thought you were going a different direction with that. Sarver's done us such a favor by being an absolute cock and got us a new owner.
That too.
But yeah, so these other teams that have been loitering around, the first apron and the luxury for previous years are going to find themselves in deeper trouble when the new CBA comes in, because they'll be at year 2 or year 3 of the ramped up ramifications, Whoa, there we go. So because Sava's been such a
Ramifications, you even excited yourself with that one, didn't you?
fucking mate, I'm fucking hard. But because Sava was so tight for so many years, we're going to be like a first offender. So we get a bit of a slap on the wrist for the first 12 months, and then it'll ramp up like it does for the others. But the others are a bit deeper into that already.
Like
so
youth crime.
Yeah, it's kind of
like youth crime in North Queensland.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got Gavin just fucked off, by the way. I didn't say anything. But how's it going, Rodrigo, in the chat? He's from Brazil, mate.
Just saw that too. Somebody from Brazil. Nice.
Oh, while we're just waffling on, waiting for Gavin to get us back on track,
which rarely happens anyway.
Are you a Twitter guy, Rodrigo?
Because
let us know who you are, and I'll give you a follow.
Boyd's hiring followers that aren't bots.
Yes,
so jump on board and follow the Boyd machine.
So I figured I was good to leave because Boyd was in the middle of a rant, and then he just cut it off, saying shit on me.
I get scared when you're not around, Gavin. You're like my blankie, and I just need you around so I can talk.
We need you to drop the comment from Rodrigo LB in the chat onto the screen.
I already did, but
yeah,
do it again.
Yeah, Rodrigo LB.
So yes, for me, I still think the Warriors are a significant chance of waiving Chris Paul before taking him. Wait and stretch, try and get themselves down. The Warriors have got, if they want to re-sign Draymond, they have to start to reduce their overall tax implications, particularly with the new CBA. So within 12 months, they have to escape that. Otherwise, their punishments are huge.
Because, hey, Gavin, and you might be able to confirm this. I was just talking about it before, but they're further down the track of the heavier penalties, aren't they? Because
very much so.
I think they'd be in their third or fourth.
I reckon
even
fourth.
Further. Yeah,
fourth to almost fifth. Yeah.
Because whilst it's a new CBA, it's still bracketed over the previous years before this CBA
takes into account how far you've been over a certain tax threshold for how many years you've been there.
Yeah. So they're way more fucking McCullum.
Is CJ McCullum still the president of the Players Association?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Just kind of not really related to anything we're chatting about. Is random.
No, I was going to say that was fucking random and okay.
At least it's still about basketball.
Yes, he is.
Is
someone else is
that? Is Ion still seeing that that Instagram lady?
No, she's not. I'm tipping
I think he has to now, doesn't he? If he says no, he's going to get a letter from the courts anyway. So,
well, he has to say no because he's just announced a fucking baby with the other chick.
Yeah, he's in big shit, man.
Yeah, he's kind of fucked.
Hey,
he's gone. I can't see him on New Orleans next year, but yeah,
probably not. No. On the topic of fleecing, because we agreed that we fleeced the Wizards, right? What the fuck happened in Utah? Getting John Collins for nothing. Rudy Gay in a second-round pick for John Collins.
I've been saying this. I've been saying this for years. John Collins isn't worth the contract. What the contract's written on.
He's already proven he has.
He's definitely worth Rudy Gay in a second-round pick. That's for damn fucking sure.
The shadow of Rudy Gay.
It's contract space. It's contract space.
We know
new CBA. The new CBA says so. Previously, with the way that the CBA worked, you had to spend 92% of the cap, but you could actually carry some of that into the season before you had to spend it, but you still had to spend it. Now, on day one of the season, you have to have spent that amount of money.
Yeah.
So the Utah Jazz were way short of that. They are that I think has facilitated that piece of the trade.
So they were looking to spend, and Atlanta had a non-negotiable to get off the contract.
Atlanta was way past the first threshold. Go, boy.
And they're not winning anywhere near enough to quantify paying the money.
No.
Yeah, you've got to be at 90%, at least 90% of the cap, or you don't get any of the over the cap distribution money, that the penalties, the taxes at the end of the year, which is some years is like, ends up being anywhere between 15 and 20, 30 million. It can get up to for these teams that I think it's non-lottery teams, isn't it, Gav? But anyway,
yes.
But I also read somewhere. I listened to it. I think it was on the Zach Lowe podcast, the Lowe Post. That is being eased in, and that I think it's probably 12 months away.
That you have to spend before the start of the year?
You still got to get to 90%, but I think that's
no, but that's this year.
No. It's still
the
rule.
Yeah,
but the heavier penalties don't come in for another 12 months. I don't think. But in saying that,
the heavier penalties are for over the cap teams. So what you already introduced is that by the first game, the next season, you have to have spent your 90% of the cap. Previously, you didn't have to.
Regardless of whether that comes in now or a little bit later, regardless, Utah could have spent that money in free agency. On better people. They could have.
Have you seen the fucking free agency market?
I don't give a fuck. It's not a big ass John Collins contract. It's not that fucking cancer. It's fucking.
Well, that's your opinion.
You can go.
Everybody else realizes that he's got value. He still fit our roster.
I actually think it's funny that he's landed in probably the most racist city in America.
Wow.
I mean, I'm saying that as an outsider. I don't really know, but everything when we chat to these guys about Utah, they're like, "Oh fuck, let's not go to Utah."
Hey, they were offered a first round pick. I think was it the Dallas? Anyways, previous offers from other teams. They were offered a first round pick plus a rotational player for John Collins. That was only during the season, and they turned their noses up at it. And before we made the KD trade, apparently, and this was also on the Low Post, I think, but apparently the offer.
That's only 1 point in AFL, right?
Do you remember when apparently we had a deal ready to go for Collins if we didn't get KD? It would have involved multiple first round picks for fucking John Collins, who a few months later.
That's not correct.
That's what I heard on the Low Post today.
And in the end of it, it would have only cost
fucking insiders, mate. From insiders. So tell me it's not correct all you want, but I believe that would come to you. You're inside a fucking house. That's what you're inside you. Fucking. Oi. Hey,
it's because you're on the road and the company's paying, bro.
This has started so well.
Not to mention that you're 20 minutes in and you've already just cracked a 6-pack in front of us.
This has gone Aussie style already.
Fucking
Blaze Megatron, hey Gav, you pumped at the idea of Aiden staying. Blaze, all of us on this pod are pumped at the idea of Aiden staying.
Are we?
Oh, well, me and Boyd are.
Put it this way. I'm okay with it, but there's no fucking way he's on my fantasy team ever again.
Why?
He's a
fantasy
chop. Useless. Fuck.
Guys.
You guys are carrying on. We need to move on.
No, we've kind of moved on to DA, and we haven't covered that off yet. The new shit on him.
Let's just say Gav asked us to come up with a couple of trades.
All right, we're going to get there. What's
I'm just saying.
I didn't come up with any trades, by the way.
What's the new shit?
No, the whole thing with DA and all the buzz is, Phoenix are just, saying that they want him because all the offers out there were shithouse. And if I were anything like the John Collins offer, I'm fucking glad we didn't trade him. But we've got all these.
That is the benchmark. right?
With-
That is a benchmark. But even the pods I've listened
Hold on.
to after
We
I
also
did all this shit,
we also got an offer for JaVale McGee, Rashawn Holmes, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
declined. But he can't. He chooses where he goes till the middle of July, though, right? So fuck it.
No,
Everything's
no.
pointless.
No, he does not now.
Didn't he have a no trade? He had a no trade till the middle of July. There was a date on it.
Was it the 15th?
I thought that was it, the 15th of July, where he had to approve the trade.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
So there's no wonder
Are we
shit
sure?
didn't happen.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Possibly there was a conversation in the background where it's like, well, I've got a no trade clause, cunts, and I'll only go to these places, and these places knew that, and they've just offered a bag of chips, and pretty much. So look, his trade
Just to
value
be honest, was that Dallas trade actually real, or was that just a fucking funny word?
Apparently it was real. Yeah.
Well, that would have been a very quick decline. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it wouldn't have taken very long. I wouldn't have thought.
Can you
Tim
imagine
Hardaway
the laugh?
Jr.
They would have cracked a 6-pack quicker than you gave, laughing at that. Jeez.
Tim Hardaway Jr. would have been okay, but let's be honest, and this is half the problem with Suns Twitter. We are so obsessed with players that have left our fucking team. So obsessed that half Suns fans would have gone, JaVale McGee and Rashawn Holmes, that's fantastic. Let's bring them back.
Okay, I'm going to use that as a caveat to jump in here and just say you asked us to actually do some research tonight, hence Hammo's not with us. And part of that was I did all this research before I listened to all these fucking pods on free agents. So I went and did that before tonight, and I didn't alter anything afterward. But my first caveat was no fucking returning players.
Well played.
So unless they were on our roster last year, I did not look at bringing them back, bar one exception. When we'll get into that one, and that's more of an emotional heart pull rather than he's actually going to make an impact.
So you're just listening to pods and re-spewing out what they're saying. That makes for
boy,
great
leave
content.
him alone.
It's the exact opposite of that, you fucktard. I did all my research before I
least you
listened to their fucking pods and then didn't change anything.
Yeah,
So that
okay.
way it's a genuine wank-tard over here
Okay,
saying what
then.
he thinks. Got to give
Okay.
Gav something to rip me apart for. Other than
Stop
the fact
yelling
that
back
Hammo's
at me,
not here
mate.
because he didn't
Stop
want to do
yelling
any
at
me,
research.
mate.
Shut the fuck up. Let's talk about how we're going to fill out the remainder of the roster. I gave you guys sort of a template. Which
Pennies
was,
on the dollar.
kind of a shit template, but I did give you a template. Let's go through these in kind of positions, but not positions, because I hate positions.
Yeah, I'm not
Unless
really.
unless Nate's telling us about what he did last weekend. We'll start with the guards. So currently contracted, we have Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Cameron Payne, and Jordan Goodwin. How do we fill out the rest of our roster with guards? What are your suggestions? Boyd, what do we do from here?
Wait while I bring up my list because I did the research.
Okay, Nate.
Well, look, my first move, like looking at everything that was available in free agency, and there might only be fucking 2 players that I'm going, you know what? I like them better than who we had. My first priority would be re-sign everyone that was left over and still on our roster. So your Damian Lee, your Jock Landale, you're busy, your core bench pieces. Get them first, then figure out what you're going to left.
Straight outside the fucking yep.
Well, that was me. And then I went through and I looked at the list and then went, okay, we got no money and these guys are worth this much. And I've got some names for you and I've got some trades for you, but I'm just paying time while Boyd figures out how to think.
I've got a whole bunch of players here, the whole 15 that I've got. I didn't break it down into guards and forwards like you did,
fucking God.
All right, let's just start with fucking Kendrick Nunn then if we're going to go with guards.
I gave you.
Look at this point, Cam Payne is our fucking starting point guard, right?
Let's work. No, he's not. Devin Booker is our starting point guard, but point guards mean fuck all. Our starting lineup is Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton, and we need to find a fifth. Outside of that, I don't give a fuck. Point guards don't exist anymore.
That was a
Shut
good
up,
bait.
Gavin.
I'm glad I said that.
That's the biggest load of dribble I've ever heard.
Okay.
Yeah, but look,
well, you tell me, boy.
he just lost 2 years off his life. Look at his
I'm
face.
through your shit. You two motherfuckers, I gave you 24 hours to research your shit, and you went completely opposite to what I said.
Wait, no, we didn't.
So, boy, go with your shit. Who gives a fuck? We're all destroyed. Go.
Are you drunk? Are you drunk, or are you just being loud?
I'm just really annoyed with you.
And
right
that's
now.
for Justin's
Just
wife.
go.
Okay, so
So we're just going for free agency signings. Is that what you want now?
Gav, do you want the two-way players first, Gav? You're gone red in the face. Oh fuck. Well,
Just give me what our list looks like. Just go from the start to the finish. You've already fucked this up, so just go start to finish.
I've got. So we got KD, Beal, Booker, DA, all contracted. Campaign contracted. We've got. I'm bringing back Terrence Ross. I'm bringing back Josh Okogie, Torrey Craig. I'm bringing back Jock Landale. We've already exercised Ish Wainwright's option.
We had a conversation before though. How much are you bringing back Jock Landale for?
We did have a conversation, and I threw a number out there, Gavin, but I haven't really given it much thought. All I know is that I'm going on the premise that we pay overs for all of our own free agents, so as we
How
can
much
rack
overs?
up some.
What are we paying Jock Landale?
Well, I was looking at Jock Landale with he was a minimum guy with a restricted free agency. We've got the early bird. We can sign him for anything up to about 11 million, I think it is. But I was looking at the $6 to $7 million for Jock Landale. But hey, not set in stone. I'm just trying to rack up some salary so as we can move him. Couple of.
Does anyone think he's going to get more than 7?
No. I don't
Does anyone think he's going to get anywhere near 7?
Hey. But,
I switched off for a second. I switched back in. I'm like, his boy doing math again. Stop doing that live, bro. You can't do that live.
Listen, Linda. Listen. It's not
This comment right here.
No,
this comment right here is as good as the LaMelo ball for Josh Okogie trade.
Fuck off. Hey,
the LaMelo ball for Landry Shamet trade.
Who mentioned that, Gav?
Blaze, Megatron. I know you could do that. But what I'm saying is that there's a tactic that the Suns, because we're smashing through that second apron, right? And we're going to be really, really constrained, restricted with what we can. We're just going to be fucking around with minimums, right? So if you give some of these guys that we can go over that second apron, and you can give them a bit more money further on down the track, you might be able to attach that to another piece to build up a bigger salary and get a player of that salary size's worth back. It's not. I'm not saying that he's worth that and he's going to get that out in free agency. I'm just saying that with what we can offer and the constraints we have, we need to pay overs. How much over? I don't know.
$7 million.
I'm just saying we can. We're smashing through.
Oh no, we can. Why the fuck would we?
I'm just.
No one's trading for a $7 million fucking Jock Landale contract.
No, mate. It's a
By the
1
way,
year.
you're in Australia right now, Jock. We love you. But
It's a.
fucking,
we
listen,
do
you're
fucking
not
love
getting
it.
$7 million. You're not
It's a
getting
1
$7
year-
million
It's a 1 year deal.
for
and
$7 million.
It would be attached to the other player that the other team wanted for that combined
Right.
salary.
For
That's what I'm
$7
saying.
million.
This is all about having options in the future. It's not about what he's worth right now. And
I'm
I've
still
got
talking
three.
about basketball on my weekends.
Hey, so look, I've got Jock. Jock comes. Let's just jump straight.
I got him.
The free agents that I'd be looking at, I've got three. I got Thomas Bryant, I've got Joe Ingles and Yuta Watanabe coming in all on minimums, of course. That's all we can really do. But they're the guys that I've got coming in to fill out the roster after we bring back our overpaid own free agents. Guys.
No.
I'm going to make a lot more sense quickly. So we've got Bill, Aiton, Devin, and Kevin on contracts. There's 4. We're bringing back Cam and Ish. There's 6. We've got Jordan, Isaiah, and the Tsunami. Ubre Light. That takes us to 9. We got 4 spots on our main roster. Let's not talk about 2 ways. Let's just talk about 13 spots. So that gives us 4 spots left.
15 spots.
Oh, we're going to 15? Well, let's just talk about 13 to start with then, because I've got Torrey Craig, Josh Okogie, Jock Landale, Bismack Biombo filling out 4, taking us to 13. I thought the 15 was with 2 ways. It's 15 plus 2 ways?
Yep.
Oh, well, there's 13. So that brings us to 2. So 2 names that are floating around that everyone seems to talk about are Will Barton and Kendrick Nunn. I didn't actually see them signing for fucking minimums. So I made a list of who I thought might actually sign a minimum. That is fun. Now, the very first fun one I saw on there has got to be Boban. We can guaranteed we can get him for nothing, and he will be that guy in the tunnel that just makes us all fucking laugh and fall in love with the game again every fucking game. You're not gonna play good basketball, but he's gonna be fantastic on the team. So Boban's my first one. Second on my list. Actually, I did have my first one. Like, I had an absolute. I don't know how it works, but I'd love to see it happen. And I've said it before. Seth Curry. I mean, I want Steph Light. I think there's. I don't
think Seth is going for a minimum though.
Not a minimum. I don't know what moves can be made to
will.
get him at that mid-level kind of thing. So I just circled him because he's an absolute free agent. The Reggie Jackson thing, I think, is a real possibility because he's been tossed around, not given a proper role. And I mean, he's got his ring now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think maybe it's not about the money. Maybe he goes somewhere else, gets back-to-back rings. I think that's a possibility. I've got 4 other names. The first one, I said I wasn't going to bring anybody back that wasn't on our roster last year. We're done with ex-Suns, so no Javon Carter, no fucking...
we couldn't afford Javon anyway, now that he's opted out.
Whatever. Kaminsky, Frank the Tank, that's a heartstring one, right? If we could bring Frank back on a vet min to fill that last spot on the roster, I don't think anybody in Phoenix would be upset about it. Fuck you and your facial expressions, Boyd, just for the record. All right, and that brings me back to 3 last ones that are out there. Shake Milton, Theanis, Alphabet, and Mo Wagner. All would be available at Vetmin.
You said you were going to make a lot of sense real quick.
No, I said I was going to make more sense than you. It wasn't a stretch.
Fuck me. Hey, so I know that I went off track to what Gavin's agenda said. Now, Gavin's agenda, just so as everyone knows, also changed about 20 minutes before we jumped on here.
It fucking did not. I did not change the fucking agenda.
Well, look,
I sent it to you. I sent it to you yesterday.
We got the vibe. We got just around about what it was supposed to be. But at least I stuck within the 15. At least I stuck within the 15 roster spots that we had. Nate, you know we've got 8 players on the squad right now. You want to bring back all of our free agents? We're over the 15.
Mate, I filled it out.
You've just rang off another fucking.
Your math is so fucking retarded. I said fucking 9 plus 4 gets us to 13. Gav says 15. I said pick 2 from this fucking list. You dickhead.
Okay. Oh, mate. I heard that different.
And this is why we do this. Because we love each other.
We need to be,
I love you, brother.
We need to be at a pub doing this right here and just fucking
heavy punch-ons. Someone to get glassed. Someone to get glassed in the face. No,
Yeah.
That's not a great idea. Okay. So I'm gonna stick to what I fucking told you two idiots to stick to.
Ask your question better than dickhead.
It was pretty straightforward. Anyway. Guards, we've got Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Cameron Payne, Jordan Goodwin. I am bringing back Josh Okogie on his minimum contract with a boost, so 2.29 mil. I'm going to sign Justin Holiday to a free agency deal on a minimum. Not Aaron.
Bringing back the used up goods.
Not Aaron, because Aaron was fucking shit.
Oh,
Justin is way better than Aaron.
Holiday.
Wrong Holiday.
There's four of the fuckers. Leave me alone.
if we can't get Justin, the one I do like is Jalen Noel from Minnesota.
What was this about? I wrote this name down here going, who the fuck is Jalen Noel? Then I looked at like the Timberwolves. I'm like,
yeah, he owned us.
Gav,
in
I'm
the
sure
game
you're
this
going.
year, but
I'm sure you're going somewhere with this.
He's Josh Okogie version 2. I would look at him on a minimum if we can't get Justin Holiday. The interesting addition to that today, which I want to extend on here, and before I go further, and ask your opinion, you guys.
Just going to ask our opinion.
There's a very, very good chance that Miami waives and stretches Kyle Lowry.
Oh.
Do you think that Kyle Lowry is a legitimate chance at signing a vet min to come to a team for the potential of another title, given the fact that he's going to be waived and stretched for 30 mil over, or 28 mil over 3 years? Would he sign a $2.5 million vet min and come to the Suns as a backup point guard?
I've got a stiffy.
I haven't seen this reported, but I saw you put something in a chat, one of our chats, Gav, about it being floated out there.
It's actually been widely reported from Miami media.
Gav, you and me right now, we're having foreplay.
Boyd, keep going, Boyd.
Okay. You guys really like Kyle, but yeah, no, I think there is a chance. I think he's done a lot in his career, and I think, you know, he's I don't think he goes back to Toronto. I thought that at first, but then I thought they might be a little bit sour. He might be, that could be soured a little bit with all the shit that went down when he got asked.
They'll build him a statue. He'll go back for his
honestly, I think
properly.
I think if you go with Lowry, the biggest risk is the Lakers.
Lakers. Yeah, look, I don't know much about Lowry's appetite of where he sort of came up or where he'd like to play, but if he wants to play for a championship, it's at the fucking three-headed hydra that is the Phoenix Suns. And if he is going to sign for a minimum anywhere, it should be there, because at the moment we've got a positionless, like a three-man tandem handling that point guard, Gavin, as you will agree. Well, Booker officially, I think, but obviously it'll be shared up. But he could just be that guy, you know, if you do have two of them stars off, he could be the guy that just comes in and steadies the boat, and just sort of goes a tandem with the third.
He could effectively become our sixth man, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And this is what Blaze is saying. If he comes to Phoenix, he better not start. He's a CP3 downgrade. Absolutely agree. But off the bench, Kyle Lowry could be fucking amazing at the Phoenix Suns.
I think so.
I'm about to bubble myself here. What the fuck?
Look, he's lost in the last couple of seasons. He's lost a step or two, and he's had conditioning issues. But I think at the end of the day,
but he was better than solid during the NBA playoffs this year.
He's still better than Campaign. He's still better than Goran Dragic. He's still better than fucking Isaiah Kanan. Come on.
No. Don't go there. Poor Isaiah.
No, he didn't. He didn't say he was better than Elliot Kobe.
Elliot Kobe. Sorry, I missed him. Fuck.
So my concern with the Lowry thing is if that's true and the Heat look to waive and stretch Kyle Lowry, does he take an MLE? The fact is, the Lakers have got an MLE. We don't.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, the Lakers have got what though? LeBron and AD. LeBron maybe and AD. We got
LeBron.
and
Let's
AD,
whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, LeBron carries weight, right?
If they want him and they're willing to give him that MLE, he'd take that. He would over a veteran minimum. I mean, he's still got a chance to contend, and he's getting an extra 10 million. Like fucking, of course you would. But
yeah, fair enough.
Anyway.
But let's be honest. I think that based on his waived contract, if it happens, there is a legitimate chance that Kyle Lowry will take a vet min somewhere to win a title.
Yeah.
While he won one in Toronto, I still think that dude just wants to win one, maybe two more. And you could potentially bring him into a Phoenix Suns roster.
Come to us.
On a $2.5 million contract, and he'd be a chance, right?
Kyle Lowry, book it in. Make the call go.
Book it.
From a forwards perspective, we've got KD, Ish Wainwright, Isaiah Todd, who are on
You really
contracts.
are doing it by position. Look at you go. You started this pod by going,
is-
hey, point guards don't
which is-
exist. It's positionless
No,
basketball.
I said
And now you're
guards,
like forwards,
guards, forward centers.
fucking guards.
Guards, forward centers. I fucking told you how to do it, and both of you fucked it up. KD, Ish Wainwright, Isaiah Todd. I would bring back Torrey Craig. I'd bring back
Dan
Terrence
Duarte,
Ross.
unofficially sponsored by.
Buffalo Trace. I am not sold on the Darius Baisley thing yet. I know that we can sign
Get rid of him.
bump him up, and potentially he's a trade piece. But
He's not a trade piece. He's a waste of space.
Honestly, I would probably just go with bring back Torrey Craig, bring back Terrence Ross, and then I would look at Yuta Watanabe as a free agent signing for the forwards, which would give us our six. I'd be good with that. And from a centre piece, this one's pretty easy. DA's contracted. I'd bring back Jock and I'd bring back Busy.
Fucking A. Fucking A, right.
Blaze, TJ, if you've watched our previous episodes, I think that TJ Warren is a waste of space. And I think he has no place in this squad moving forward.
He did not show up as the scorer he was meant to be.
He's no good. He's finished.
So Blaze, I was tossing up between him and Terrence to bring back.
I'm taking Terrence every day of the week.
I took Terrence just because he's just so much better of a shooter. He's just so fucking smooth, and I'm still excited about watching his shots and the loft he gets on him. It's just beautiful to watch. Just even if I didn't go in, I just love him. It's like slow mo.
I would actually like to see a season of Terrence Ross around our veterans, not just the second, not just the last third of the year,
and not only that,
season
playing fucking minutes, because I don't know what it was, but Monty did not want to play that dude in playoffs.
Yeah, we're going to see some completely different basketball next season with Vogel. You know, you might feel heartbroken there, fucko, but
no, I've backflipped on.
I'm looking forward to seeing something different, because you keep doing the same fucking thing every year and failing, then you're an idiot. So I'm looking forward to this change.
I backflipped on my whole Monty thing last week when I heard that he went on record as saying that Jay Crowder was hard to coach, and having you don't say that shit about. Yeah, but he also had a crack about DA. Like, it's all done. It's in the past. Just fucking keep it to yourself. You don't have to fucking take shots at cunts now. So yeah, I didn't like that. It sort of doubled down on what everyone was saying, and I was pushing back on that he was, he could have been
part of the problem.
a reason for DA's regression, and Anyway, I've backflipped
But
on Monty. I'm
that being
completely
said now,
fine.
DA's out of fucking excuses. DA is out
Yeah.
of fucking excuses.
He
This season or you're done.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And if he does not react to how Vogel wants to run the system, because Vogel and Monty run systems completely different. So, fact of the matter is, if we see early in the season the DA isn't engaged in what Vogel wants to do, by trade deadline, he's gone.
Yeah, and it could just be a really lack. If he doesn't beef up his trade value, and he doesn't bring that motor, that energy, that fucking want to look like he wants to play basketball.
Finals run DA.
Yeah, look. So I'm hoping that it was a personal thing with Monty, and I'm hoping that it's in him. I think it is. I think it's there. And if he wants to stay in Phoenix, he's got to fucking put it out there on the court. Otherwise, he will get traded. And I'm in the DA strokers chat, and they won't like hearing that. But I think that it's realistic to think to say that. All right. So
I still love the dude, right? I'm firmly in the DA strokers corner, and I truly believe that with the change from Monty, we're going to see a completely different DA this year. But if he doesn't deliver, he's going to get fucking rained down on more than any other player in Suns history, and by everybody.
Yeah,
it's just a fact. If you're in the chat, if you're watching right now, questions without notice, throw them in the chat. We'll ask them at the end of this. But gentlemen, question.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Who do you want to have a beer with this week? Boyd.
Well, I touched on it earlier. I want to have a beer with Sundress Dunks. I've been talking with him a lot, and
your fucking beer choices are fucking terrible.
Fuck off, mate. You're just upset I'm not picking you. You're
I don't give a fuck. I don't want to have a beer with you. I've had a beer with you, and you fucking drank lights and went home early.
I did not drink lights. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie, and you know it. I would never do that.
Fucking stole my pants and ripped them.
I did do that. But no, I want to have a beer with Sundress because we need to, we're in this chat and we're all fucking talking up this DA stuff. We need to get behind each other and convince ourselves, because this is what we do as a Suns fan base. We convince ourselves of all this shit that's going to happen, and then we fucking flip out later on when it doesn't. But yeah, we need to back each other up and double down on DA having a rejuvenated season.
So you want to drink with Sundress Dunks to teach DA how to...
I didn't want to teach him. I didn't say teach him, dickhead. I said to double down and convince ourselves that he's going to turn it all around this season.
All right. That's it. Idiotic.
I want to teach DA. What a fuck... Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot. Nate, who do you want to have a beer with?
What the fuck happened to our agenda, man? You said out a fucking 2-hour agenda of shit. I got 5 pages of shit here, and we're on to beers with you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What did I miss?
I wasn't meant to have a hat change for another 30 minutes. What
did I miss? We've covered everything on the agenda. I'm following it. The only change I made was move questions without notice, because
you said
the people in the chat.
We're going to hit the trade machine.
That was last week's.
You said we're going to hit the trade machine, and I'm going to fry you fuckers if you don't do any research. Hence, there's only 3 of us here.
That's not right. That's not right. I said the free agent shit.
Baby's out the fucking cot.
That's the only thing I've changed is questions without notice, because I'm waiting for the people in the chat to put their questions in and ask their question. Fucking.
What about my trade machine shit? I put all
that was last week. Mate, tell us about your trade machine. Go, Nate. Tell us.
I just thought about a couple of really nice ways to get rid of DA.
Okay, well, tell us about it. Tell us about
Don't
the shit we spoke about last week.
Don't bring that fucking LaMelo Ball shit, mate. Don't.
You literally said, I'm going to
Tell
pull
us.
you fuckers apart if it's garbage.
And we were talking about free agents.
Go and
Fuck it.
reread it.
That's fine. I want to have a
Tell-
beer with the
tell us-
Summer League team. I want to have a beer with the Summer League team. Because when I heard there's another fucking Aussie on there, I thought, yeah, let's poach this shit. Let's go hang out in Vegas. Let's sit on the bench. Let's
Tiny
talk to
Pinder.
Summer League guys. That's my beer with Summer League. It's a Summer League team. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to have beers.
We haven't talked
And-
about Tamari.
So everyone else has.
You,
Yeah.
you want to talk about Tamari?
It's
What
a
do you call
two-way
him?
player.
Tamari Puppy?
What's his Instagram or something? It's too many buckets or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
He was on PHNX today or yesterday, but his nickname
was,
is actually
yeah.
two.
Two.
Now I think
No,
that we
It's not his nickname. He wants people to call him two because everybody fucks his name up.
well, he said that people call him two. They asked him what his nickname was, so as no one made up stupid ones, and he said, I'll go with two because people mess it up.
Mate,
you
have
called
you
him
seen our
Tamari
lineup?
Puppy.
You're not getting past 6 on our lineup.
I think that we elaborate a bit and we extend it out to Tui. Like Tui's new. The new
Oh
Tui.
my God.
There's a shit beer in New Zealand called Tui as well, isn't there?
Fuck's funny, mate.
Well, that was the
You-
comment that stumped the whole pod. Wow.
Okay,
You-
so
New Zealanders suck.
you want to have a beer with Tui's new.
What?
Oh,
Just-
man.
I'm trying to work out where the fuck you are right now.
I
Who do you
didn't
wanna
say I
have a
want to have
beer
a
with?
beer with Tui new. I said we should call him instead of two, we call him Tui. Like the
Okay,
beer.
but who do you want to have a beer with?
I told you Sundress Dunks fucking 10 minutes ago, you dickhead.
I'd like to have a beer with the Orlando Magic general manager to see if he would give us Jonathan Isaac, Wendell Carter Jr., and Jalen Suggs for DeAndre Ayton. It might take a few beers to get him to agree, but I feel like that would work.
You've gone back to your trade machine.
Slide that in there.
Man. Mate, you need to get off the Tinder, mate. You're playing with it too much. It's sending
What,
you
you don't
fucking
think that's
blind.
feasible?
I
Can't
can't
believe
believe
it.
like I am very impressed. I'm very impressed though that you prepped for this pod with the fucking info from last week.
Yeah. And managed
You
to
cunts
fuck up
don't
the
produce
fucking
good
dicky
product
right
without
first
me on
week.
here, so I'm not really worried about what you did last week.
Well, hey guys, this pod has been a fucking shambles. It's been fun.
It's been a fucking absolute shambles. It's been
This is
an
our
absolute
professional's
shambles.
role, man.
So question though, does Tumati Puppy, does he get a full contract or a two-way?
Yeah, and you mentioned he might get a two-way earlier, but I think I don't know, man. Because hey, what I'm too into him to really make a proper
You're too
decision
into
right
it.
now.
Every
He's
single
a nice
fucking player
guy.
that comes
I like
into the
nice
Suns.
guys on our team.
Bro,
You fucking Karen.
bro, I've just been looking into him a lot. He's got he's just a good-looking guy, nice guy.
He's a
no,
nice guy.
he's I think he's going to be really good defensively, and he's really long, and it reminds me of Mikal Bridges, and I miss Mikal Bridges, and I just want Tumani fucking Puppy to be Mikal Bridges, I guess. You want want my hot take?
So my question was, does he get a contract or a two-way?
I want him to.
That wasn't an answer.
If we
Yeah,
can
no, it
sign
wasn't.
him for a two-way, why
Because
the fuck would
because
he
if you look at your free agency shit, you did not include him.
I
As
know I
much
didn't.
as you like him and you think he's a nice guy, you did not include him in the slightest.
Do you
Because
like him more than Reggie Jackson, Shake Milton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Mo Wagner, or Frank the Tank?
did you say Giannis or Thanasis?
Thanasis.
Thanasis
Come on.
Antetokounmpo.
Regardless
brother.
of, it doesn't matter who I fucking about. I'm not thinking about them
The
guys.
question was, is he a contract or a two-way? The answer would be, if you prefer these guys, then he's a fucking two-way. If you don't prefer these guys, then he's a contract.
Well, then there's a contract.
I laid out the garden path for you, boy. You just got to
All right,
fucking
so
walk.
He's a
you
contract.
think he's a contract, right, Nate?
I think he's a fucking
Fucking hell.
two-way,
That-
and then we make
that
our
took
mind
a
up
hell of a
45
long
games
time.
later. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that took a hell of a long time. I'm with you, Nate. He's a two-way.
Girls love a two-way, so you know. You wouldn't know, Boyd. It's okay. What else have you got from 2020 for us, Gav?
Well, that delayed way longer than I needed to. We look like fucking, and people listening are going, "The fuck is going on?" Oh, it must be over. Boyd, who's your flog of the week?
My flog of the week is the Aussie Suns Fans messenger chat. All the fucking AFL supporters in there being so fucking precious. Being so fucking precious. And
Is that because we all hung shit on you because New South Wales lost State of Origin again?
Hey, it's because they're all a bunch of fucking girls' dicks and they're pussies, man. And fucking AFL, Nancy boys, Aussie Suns fans, chat, fuck yous.
Hey, you know what? You were the
Yeah.
one. You were the
How
one
did,
banging on about the low post. That's only 1 point, brother. Fucking hell.
How did New South Wales go in State of Origin, Boyd?
No one talk about it, mate.
You're a bit quiet about it on the chat.
I live in Queensland. I just chuck on the Queensland. I go to the back of the cupboard and pull out the
Of course you
Queensland
do.
jersey.
Of course you do. So, in the NBA Finals a couple of years ago, you just chucked on a fucking Milwaukee Bucks jersey and walked around, right?
Hey, we were fucking joking
You
about that.
fucking
having
coward.
one underneath.
You're a coward. You're a
fuck.
fucking coward. Nate, who's your flog of the week?
Well, jokingly, for the audio listeners, I'd like to say the flog of the week is me, because if you're just listening to the audio about 10 minutes ago, you missed me missing my mouth and dribbling my bourbon all down the front of my fucking jersey. And I had to get my little towel here and mop it up. So there's something for the watchers to go back and review. let's not let a good laugh go to waste, right? But my flog of the week is the general manager of the Indiana Pacers for not considering trading DeAndre Ayton for Miles Turner and TJ McConnell. That was the only way I was going to get these trade machine shit in there. Without... you gotta use what you're given, right? Fuck.
My flog of the week is Nate for being a week late. Which is what his girlfriend said to him last week.
Hey.
Oh, no. That's a bit rough.
My flog of the week is Karl Anthony Towns for the second week in a row, because he has now came out and said, "I'm saving this finger for my ring." Cat, you fucking the Minnesota Timberwolves are fucking terrible. You're fucking terrible. You
That
are
could
a
be
fucking
taken
idiot.
so many ways, though, Gav.
Yeah, I know this. Only if you're watching.
Which ring? Which ring? What's the gauge?
Jesus. Cat, come on, man. Last week you were changing the game. This week you're winning a title. You can't get past the playoff game or the play-in game. You can't even make the playoffs. Just the playing game. Wake up, dude. Fucking just seriously stop. Just stop. Win some games. And then mouth off.
Do we have any more segments?
Questions without notice. Gentlemen, does DA affect the value of the Beal trade, given we would then be fucked for roster flexibility?
Given this came from Steve, I'm not going to put a lot of weight on it.
What are your
Steve-
thoughts?
Steve's
What are
clever,
your
man.
thoughts? What are your thoughts there, boy?
It doesn't fucking matter. We are fucking that second apron with a big old fucking dildo, man. We are fucking annihilating it at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how much we annihilate it, because when you get above that second apron, it doesn't matter if you're $2 over it or $200 fucking million over it. So, yeah, basically we're going over it.
Thank you for that segue, brother. Thank you.
So let's just fucking go over it properly.
Nate?
Well, I got to say, Boyd just gave me a segue. He said we're fucking that second apron with a dildo, right? So, funnily enough, this question came from Steve. Steve messaged me this afternoon. He sent me a video clip that I thought was so dark yet so fucking hilarious. And it was all shitting on Kyrie Irving. And one of the comments was, Magic's in there. He's fucking without a condom.
Oh, no.
So, to Steve's question, no, I don't think it's fucked us. But, hey, look,
Kind of prolapse.
we were always going to be, like Boyd said, pushing the second apron with something erect, one way or another.
I'm pretty sure Mishbia went, nah, fuck the second apron.
We finally have an owner who's literally gone, my dick's bigger, threw it on the table, and didn't have to take a selfie on a plane with his chest out and his chains on. Now, granted, I thought that was a very gangster fucking picture for an owner to take, but not so much after he decided not to pay people. You know, if you're going to be that gangster, you pay people afterwards, and he didn't. So Ishby has come in and gone, no selfies, paying everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are the other guys we got in the Beal deal? Will they get waived? So where's
We
number
can't
one?
afford to waive anyone.
Number one, where's the deal was the Goodwin deal, not the Beal deal. So outside of Jordan Goodwin, are we waiving the other two, or are we sticking with them, boy?
Hey, so I was looking on that SPO track, and it shows Jordan Goodwin as being non-guaranteed, and Isaiah Todd as being guaranteed. Still minimums, but it doesn't really matter. If anything, I'd probably I'd keep Goodwin for sure, and move and probably fuck Isaiah Todd off if it's one of them free agents that are ring chasing that missed out on his MLE because the money dried up throughout free agency. Yeah, I'd waive him to pick up a guy like that if it made sense.
Without going to another question, and like fuck whatever that question was, where do you guys stand on the? Where do you guys stand on the Stanley Johnson and Jabari Parker workouts?
Oh yeah, I forgot to add that.
You forgot a lot of fucking shit I've got written down here, but no, you're always right, Gav.
Yeah, you're amazing. I am always right. I'm okay with the Stanley Johnson piece, not so much the Jabari Parker piece.
I was always high on the possibility of Stanley Johnson being very good. Like not so much a perfect starter, but just a perfect rotation piece. Now, he's never proven to be that, but I thought that potential was always there. So when I first read that, I thought, fuck, if he lands on our doorstep for $2 million, let's fucking take it.
Yeah, why didn't you include him in your free agency chat then?
Because I had him in my first
shut up.
discussion.
No, you've lost it. You've lost it.
You're gone. Past your
No, you're gone. You're gone. If you could pick any son of all time, who's your dream fifth starter to add to our current roster, Boyd?
Fuck, give me a second, man. Oh, man.
These are questions without notice, man. It's part of the fucking pod.
You know what?
Oh, so it's got to be a Suns player from all-time history.
My favorite player of all time.
Roster. No, to fit our current roster. Who would you, of all Suns, right now, everyone who's played for the Suns, fit our current roster? Who is it?
I'd go with Chuck just because he's my guy.
Nate.
Can't argue with that. I have to say, Dan, this guy can play, like, he can play the 3, can play the 2, can play the 1 if he has to. He can big enough and muscle enough to play the 4. He could play the 6th man off this fucking roster and still kill it. I'm in love with Dan Marley. I'm in love with the Marley.
Fuck, Nate.
This fucking cunt's going to say Kevin Johnson, so it doesn't fucking matter.
The only answer is stat. He fits our roster right now as it stands. Sean Marion, put him in. That's all.
Did you say stat or
Sean Marion? Shh. We love Suns Jam. We love PH.
Stat was Amaro.
Yeah, he is.
He was.
But where do we go first? We love the Suns Jam. We love PHNX.
Drunk motherfucker.
I'm going Sean Marion, just quietly.
That's
Matrix. Where do we go?
Dickhead.
Shut up. But where do we go first post game? And other than hitting koalas in your car, what's the best thing about living in Australia and Singapore for Nate? So let's go. We'll break this down. Who's your go-to pod for after game? So it's Suns Jam or PHNX. What's your go-to pod?
I don't want to answer this.
Boyd?
Oh, it's fucking it's Suns Jam for sure. They're mad cunts. They're fucking sick as. Yeah, I'm a fucking Suns Jam fanboy. I catch all the PHNX ones. I just catch them on the playback. And Suns Jam for sure. I get naked in my hotel room and fucking chuck it on when I'm away.
Oh, we saw that. We saw that. You sent us a message about that, which was disturbing. It was pretty disturbing, to be honest. But Nate, Suns Jam or PHNX for after game, and I'll throw in just to make sure Suns Geek, who also goes after games.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the post game shows it's Sunny and PHX. Because they've only gone live after a game twice, so it makes it really easy for me. It's really early here. It's really early here, so I can get back to work real quick.
It's not the question. Suns Jam or PHNX?
I hate to answer this because I love Voida. Not so much Lissy because he doesn't know who I am, but I love Voida. But I've got to say it's the PHNX spot I put on first. I do go back to Suns Jam, but it's always PHNX first.
Okay, PHNX for you. For me, it's Suns Jam. Always Suns Jam, the OG.
And just
Suns Jam.
If Voida
back to PHNX, but PHNX do a great pre-show, which I love watching. Yeah. So I'll always do PHNX pre-show. Watch the game, Suns Jam, then catch up on PHNX.
Do you know how quickly I will climax if Voida brings Franklin onto the fucking?
Oh my god, it'd be so great. Franklin is amazing, and the worst thing for you two is that I've seen Franklin live in action.
Yeah,
whatever,
mate.
I sat with Franklin for hours drinking beers.
This is the gender neutral co-host of PHNX.
Franklin is Voida's tortoise.
The turtle.
In his backyard.
The turtle.
A big fucking turtle.
Tortoise.
Mate, same thing.
No, they're really not. What's the best thing about living in Australia? Nate, you can answer this too, but Boyd, what's the best thing about living in Australia?
In comparison to I don't know. I've never lived anywhere else.
What's the best thing about living in Australia?
It's pretty fucking laid back. I will say that.
Okay. Nate?
I can answer this quick because I just went back to Australia last week. I went to Airlie Beach for 3 days work, and then I went to Brizzy for 3 days, fucking nothing to do with work. And the whole time away, people text me what do you miss most? And the fucking thing I missed the most was sitting at the pub, drinking a beer, betting on harness racing. There's no fucking harness racing in Singapore. You can only bet on horse racing in one venue, and you can't drink there. You can only drink tea and fucking coffee. You just can't sit at a pub, bet on the ponies, and have a fucking beer. That is the best fucking thing about Australia for us.
But The one thing you hate, Nate, is that no one will root you in fucking Australia, and you can get them in Singapore.
Well,
That's not true.
there's a different argument, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Some of my friends
not
would
true.
say, I've already fucked everything in Brisbane. That's why I had to leave.
Fuck off.
But that's a different argument because I
That's not
disagree
true.
with that one, of course.
That's not true.
Because I process rejection very well for a reason, you know?
For me, the best thing about living in Australia is I can call someone a cunt who is a mate, and I can also call them a cunt if they're a cunt.
Can't.
Can I elaborate on the Singapore part though?
Yes,
Because
go.
you can confirm nor deny this because you've been here plenty and you've partied with me, Gav. The convenience in Singapore is just extraordinary. The fact that this place is so fucking tiny with 5.5 million people in it, everything is so damn convenient. Everything is like, well, the furthest I've ever traveled in a grab is 25 minutes. If you go for 30, you hit a border and it's usually water. So it's just an unparalleled level of convenience living in Singapore. Fucking
Golden
expensive,
drops.
but
Oh, drops. The drops. Golden drops. Oh, what the fuck is a golden drop?
you're an
Must be an
NRL guy.
American thing.
So you read Golden Shower.
Guys, this is your last chance. If you want to drop questions in the chat, drop them now. We do have to go back though. My board of the week is Boyd for supporting New South Wales, which is
Fuck you,
the
Dylan.
Flog of the week.
You cock.
Flog of the week is the guy who reported we're going to trade DA for Tobias Harris, which turned really bad really quick. After what Boyd said, that second apron is going to prolapse based on the back of what Matt Ishbia is what Matt Ishbia is doing currently. Yeah. Blaze, fuck it, we don't have picks anyway from Matt Ishbia. Nate, if you had to pick, who is your second NBA team?
Oh, fuck. I've never even thought about that. I honestly never thought about it. Because, well, okay, let's put it this way. Nashville doesn't have one. If I had to pick anywhere else in America to move to other than Phoenix, it's Nashville for the country music. And that's why I'm a Preds fan for the NHL. But they don't have a basketball team, and I'm not going for the fucking Grizzlies. So, sorry.
Boyd, who's your second team?
I haven't got one, dickhead.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fuck everyone else. There's only one team in the NBA. Anyone who suggests anything different, you can go fuck yourself. Bradley Beal is a salary filler for the Jordan Goodwin trade.
And that's how you opened it up. Back to the start.
I've already did this? Okay, sorry.
First
mention.
6-pack ago, you opened up with that.
First mention from Australia. Too busy being a Swiftie and forgetting part in the pod. I got Taylor Swift tickets for my kids. They were so wrapped. But Taylor Swift, you're a cunt. Why would you charge so much for people to go and watch your show?
Think about the kids, Taylor.
Actually, because it's meant to be, it's the most expensive production on earth. It is literally meant to be, it's more than an Elton John conference. Conference. That's what that is.
An Elton John conference.
An Elton John fucking thing where they sing and shit. It's literally, this fucking tour is meant to be the most expensive production ever done for a musical performance. So economies of scale, that's why your kids are paying, that's why your kids are paying VIP to sit in the bleachers.
Today, right now, I hate Taylor Swift. I have paid 4 times the amount I paid for Michael Bublé, and I sat right next to the fucking stage.
Both shit. Hey,
Boyd, are you keen for Summer League? Can you set up your wedding?
Beers with
Boyd, can you set up your wedding for July for the Summer League?
What?
So you got like 5 weeks to organise it.
Boyd's wedding?
fuck.
But
Yeah,
hang on a
I'm
minute, fucking
engaged.
what?
I'm not.
Well, he's got 1,700 kids. You have to get
Are you
married
Muslim?
sometime.
Are you marrying the third one? What the fuck?
I'm not married, mate. I'm only engaged.
Why did you have 13 kids with someone you're only engaged to?
Well, I'll tell you
If
later.
it's not love, why wait?
No, mate, I don't want to get married fucking that much. Like, they cost a lot. They cost a lot of money, man.
This sounds like a left-wing Disney.
I'm not
Fucking, I hope she doesn't watch this pod. I don't want to get married that much.
No,
Are you the drunk one or the loud one, Gav?
I love her to bits, but I just I can't fork over the money for a wedding.
I don't
because
want
it's
to
a
get
bit of
married
waste.
that much.
Hey, can I just one thing I wanted to say, and I think we sort of glossed over it, but fucking Dave King palming off all his work to Voida.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't palm it off. Respect.
Voida said it was
Dave
a
King.
promotion. Voida said it out of respect. Thank you. I mean,
all respect to Dave King. He's busted his ass, bright side.
Yes.
Love the work. Voida's taken over. Fucking exciting. It's great. New blood, all that sort of shit.
hey,
But
let's
all
face
respect to Dave King to what he's
Dave did it
created,
for a
right?
very, very long time and did it brilliantly.
Yeah.
Like, no shit on him. He did this shit brilliantly with Brightside for so long. I mean, seriously, I'm on Dave's dick. You know that. I love the King, man. But Voida's journalistic approach, everything he writes, everything he broadcasts is a gem. So there's not a better person to hand it to.
You jump straight off Dave's dick and right on to John's, hey?
Well, I have to after I watch
good
the PHNX pod after a game.
And go D3. All hail the Suns, Daddy.
Yep.
The best thing is Dave's not going to lose that title. Dave King is still our son, everyone's son's daddy. The greatest thing is Voida is now our son's stepdaddy.
And everyone can fuck the stepdaddy.
I'm stuck in the washing machine. Gents, it's been fucking hilarious. It's been a fucking fun show. Boyd, last comments, all that sort of shit.
Fucko at Fucko or Buds83. My burner is at Fucko.
Mate,
I fucking have no idea what to say here. I mean, I'm at Nicky's Falcon on Twitter. I need to check in on there. So if you feel like following me and you're not a bot, let me brag about it to Boyd tomorrow.
Oh, I've got the Instagram.
oh, go.
the gram.
Tell us.
Do not follow me on Instagram.
Did you sign up to Graham just to follow Justin's wife?
No, I had an account from years and years ago, but I
Sure
don't
you
get
did, mate.
on. But no,
I don't follow my
mate.
mates' wives out of respect. Neither of us want that.
No, it's not for that reason. Mate.
All of a sudden, Justin gave us information about his wife having an Instagram about her marathon. And all of a sudden, Boyd's got Instagram. Go tell us about your Instagram, Boyd.
So I can't remember what my handle is, but what I did is when Justin asked us to give her a follow, because she's doing that running thing, I jumped on there and I followed her, but then I looked at her followers trying to see if trying to find Justin. And
He's not following it.
I found him and followed that cunt. And then I started following all these I got fucking Jake. I started following Jake and I started following all these other cunts, and now I'm getting called a creep for being a creep.
No shit.
And,
No shit. That's why your name is Creepy Crawley.
Got it right there. Exactly what he said. That's why you're the creepy motherfucker in this group.
Nothing sus, boys. Nothing sus.
Me and Gav are
One
either
of
drunk
us
or
is one of us is
creepy
the drunk
motherfucker.
one. One of us is the drunk one. One of us is the loud one. But you're the creepy motherfucker.
You're the creepy one.
Apparently.
And the verdict is out on us too.
We don't know which one's which at the moment.
At least there's
follow
only
us-
two options. That we know.
and I'm happy with either. Follow us on. It's better than being the creep. Follow us on
Damn straight.
on YouTube, at
All the
Aussie
shit.
Suns Fans, Twitter at Aussie Suns Fans. Like, subscribe. If you're still here after all the shit that went down in the last hour and a half, fucking congratulations. Well played.
God bless.
We love you guys. Can't wait to see you in
What the fuck?
4 days. 4 days? Sunday?
Just the drunk hiccups. It's like, can't wait to see it.
Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a